Hello, my name is Mason Matthews. I'm a postdoctoral research associate at the Natural Hazard Center at the University of Colorado Boulder. And in this video, I'll describe how to use the screening widget as a tool to identify researchers in the Social Science Extreme Events Research Web Map application. The SSEER Web Map was created by the Natural Hazard Center team with the support of the National Science Foundation and in partnership with Esri. So we'll start today by going to the Converge website, which is at converge.colorado.edu. And we'll go here to the Research Networks tab, click on that. We will scroll down to the SSEER portion of the webpage and click on View the Researchers Map. And that will take us directly to the web map application. The first thing we see is this splash widget, which gives us a little bit more information about the project. So we'll click OK on that. And we'll zoom in a little bit here on the map. And today we're going to go over the screening widget, which is up here on this little bar of widgets next to the Near Me and the Info Summary widgets. The screening widget allows you to select an area of interest and then view a report of the researchers that are located in that area with some information about the researchers. And the area of interest can be defined through a place name search or by drawing directly on the map. So let's go ahead and click on the screening widget. And today, let's start by looking for people who've signed up for the SSEER platform who were within 10 miles of Wellington, New Zealand. So the first thing we'll do, we'll click on this down arrow and we'll choose our layer. So we're going to go through the geo coding service here. Click on that, and then we will search for our place, which is Wellington. Click on Wellington, and we have our search buffer set for 10 miles. So click search, and then we'll click zoom. This will take us to the location. And we zoomed in, we can see our 10-mile buffer around Wellington there. And we can see these dots here, these orange-red dots are the locations of the people who signed up for SSEER. So the first thing we'll do is we will click report, and we can see that it gives us a count of the number of researchers within the boundary. So we'll click here and we get a list. And this list provides a little bit of information about each person in the boundary, their title, department, and organization. If we click on a person's name here, you can see here that it's highlighted where they are within the boundary, kind of where their dot is. And if we click on their dot, we get a pop-up profile that shows some information about them. And sometimes when the dots are close together, we can see one of two up here. We'll click this arrow up here on the right, and we can see Lucy Carter, and that's who we clicked on the list. And we find a few more pieces of information about her. Again, title, department, organization, but also her areas of expertise and the disaster events that she's studied. And this information comes directly from the SSEER census that all the people who signed up for the platform filled out. So we can just click off on this pop-up here. And nice feature of this is that if we want to, we can print out a list of these people within this boundary. So we'll click on this print icon here. And we can see that it has produced a list for us that gives that same information, the name, title, department, and organization. And it also will print a map up here. So while we're waiting for that, we'll go ahead and go back to the map. And in addition to searching for people by place name, we can also draw our polygon that we want to search by. And one thing that's important with this widget is whenever we do a new search, we'll hit this start over button to kind of clear it. So in this case, let's say we want to look within a circular boundary area. We'll click on the circle and then just draw our circle on the map. And in this case, if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that we still have our 10-mile boundary, which might be kind of big in this case. So if we want, we can just turn that off. And now we just have the circle that we drew. We can zoom in again on that. And we can click on report. And again, it gives us the count of the researchers within our search boundary. And again, the names and information. Let's go back to our printed out version from the previous search, and we can see that it printed the map. And again, there's our list. So that was our previous search there. And if we don't want to circle, we have some other options here. Let's click start over. We can use a square search area if we want to, rectangle there. And maybe this time we want to set that boundary to 1 mile. And there we go. You can see that. And let's go ahead and do our report. Again, we get our list of researchers. And we have other options here. Let's clear this. We can use a polyline to search, so kind of a transect approach. And set our boundary for 0.5 miles so that we get all the researchers within 0.5 miles of that polyline. Click report again, and once again we have our list of researchers. And another option we can also use this if we need an irregular polygon. We could draw our own using this version, or we can just use this point selector and select a point on the map. And then again, let's set our boundary to 0.5, and there we go. Again, report. So we have a bunch of different ways to use the screening widget. Another option that we have with this place name version is to search by a researcher's name. So if we want to do that, we can click on this down arrow and go to the SSEER researchers layer, and we'll put in that name and we'll search and put the selector right there. And again, we can set our boundary. So if you're an SSEER researcher and you want to search for other researchers who are nearby you, you could just put in your own name here and do that kind of a search as well. And finally, there's also an option if you have a set of coordinates and you want to search that way, you could also put those coordinates in here and do a similar search. So those are all the different options we have for the screening widget. So we hope this tutorial has been useful for you. Please see our other short videos for descriptions of the additional widgets that are available on the SSEER web map application. And once again, we'd like to acknowledge the support from our partners at Esri and the National Science Foundation. Please see more information about the Converge project and how to sign up if you're interested. Thanks again. Bye.